All right, my friend, if you are someone who enjoys food, if you have a knack for cooking up delicious meals, making delicious smoothies, nourishing yourself and others with the gift and the pleasure of delicious food, then this next intuitive sense may be something that's pretty strong for you. So we're talking about our sense of taste, our physical sense of taste, and the intuitive sense of taste is called clairgustance. It means literally clear tasting. So clear tasting is our ability to sort of sense and taste in an intuitive way, so we don't actually have to be physically eating something to taste it. So we're going to use our imagination today to get into taste and explore some different ones and just see if this is a strong intuitive sense. Now, for me, this is one that has been coming on more and more as I've become more attuned to it. So there's not as much familiarity with this one. It has come in intuitive sessions for me before, for reading for other people. It's definitely become part of my own practice of like choosing food and choosing drink and beverages that are nourishing and healthy for me, because that is kind of the practical dimension of this sense that I came to in my own intuitive investigations. Is like, okay, for example, like I've seen intuitives or psychics or mediums work with this, and they'll talk about this, and sometimes it might be related to like the person that they're reading for or someone who's crossed over or something like that. But for me, because I don't do mediumship and that stuff doesn't matter, I'm like, okay, so why are we getting this information? What's the whole point of intuitive taste? And the understanding was, this is how we can sometimes move into nourishing our body in a more intuitive way, and being able to kind of communicate, with the higher dimension of ourselves and loving consciousness about what intuitively serves our highest good. From the level of taste. And this could be connected to both the health and well-being and the balance of our body, but also the pleasure of being in the body. Because our sacral chakra is connected to this sense of clairgustance. It's also those clear feelings we were talking about. But that sacral chakra is a kind of a pleasure center. It's a feel-good center. It's a joyful pleasure center. It's also a center of sensuality, and so the taste is part of that. Food can be a very sensual, a very sensational endeavor by enjoying really good, delicious tasting food. So working with clairgustance actually serves us in those two ways. Kind of, what makes our body feel good, what is pleasurable, what is delightful, and also if we use the framing correctly in our intuitive sessions, and we ask, what do we need to know for our highest good, or what can I be eating for my highest good, what food serves my highest good, what beverage serves my highest good, what food does my body not want, what drink does my body not want, that kind of stuff. If we're asking questions like that, we might intuitively get information in this way. So if you're someone who's really connected to that, really pay attention. And if you're not, we're going to work on it now and just kind of see how it goes. Admittedly, the other senses we've worked through so far are the senses that are the most strong for me. They come through the most often, and they have perhaps been the most helpful to me and others when I'm providing intuitive guidance. And this next one is much more a work in progress, and it's something that I'm really learning to implement much more, kind of like communicating with my body and leaning into intuitively. If I'm looking at analyzing a meal or food, like, does this seem like it feels right? Or is this, the intuitive taste of this, or working with that sense of taste, like, man, I really need, my body could use kombucha today. My body is craving like something buttery, and that could just be a sign that my body's craving fat. You know what I mean? So there's information here, and I, like all of our other intuitive senses, I'm going to encourage us to investigate. For example, this is something that comes up often. My body sometimes craves pizza. I do like pizza. I don't have an emotional attachment to pizza, but sometimes when I'm craving pizza, I've learned it often happens when I'm really, really low carbohydrate or really low on fat, or maybe I'm like just really, 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 really hungry. And so it's almost like my body's cue. It's telling me I need carbs and I need fat pronto. So that's something that I've learned and discovered about myself when I'm like, oh man, I'm like really craving pizza. Usually it's my body telling me I need carbs and fat. Does that make sense? So hopefully that paints a little bit of a practical picture of how this could be used. So let's check in with your intuitive taste and let's see how it goes. So wherever you are, just kind of close your eyes, turn your awareness inward, and let's do those 3 big energy clearing breaths. Exhale, release. Breathing out. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, release. Good. One more time, filling yourself up with golden white light. Exhale, release. Draw your awareness down to the sacral chakra, about 3 inches below the belly button. And just draw the breath in and sort of activate this center. And as you breathe, just kind of sending that intention to connect to your intuitive taste. Now we'll ask you in your intuitive sense of taste to call in, what does your favorite ice cream taste like? See if you can connect to the taste, the sensation of your favorite ice cream. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, release. Now see if you can tune into the taste of your favorite hot meal. What's your favorite plate of food? What does that taste like? Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, release. See if you can taste your favorite fruit. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, release. How about your favorite vegetable? Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, release. See if you can connect with the taste of your favorite herb. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale. And see if you connect with a refreshing beverage. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, release. Now go ahead and ask your body's highest good and your higher self, is there any food or beverage that my body wants to consume today for its highest health and good? Is there any food or beverage that my body wants to consume today for its highest health or good? On the exhale, release. Let that answer arise. Go ahead and take 3 big energy clearing breaths. Big deep breath in. Exhale, release. Another one, big deep breath in. Exhale, release. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale, release. And open your eyes. Now that we're hungry, we're starving and ready for lunch or dinner or breakfast or whatever time you're watching this. Let me know how that one went for you. That last part, that last question was an example of how we can use this internal intuitive sense to maybe help, serve our highest good and the health of our body. And it was interesting because what came in for me was arugula and sweet potato. So where do we go from here? Try out the prompts this week. Think about, when it comes to your food, just kind of check in with yourself. Like, take a second to do a couple energy clearing breaths, check in, and just kind of like ask your body and your sense of taste to kind of like reveal to you what it's feeling. Like all the intuitive senses, and I mentioned this in the maybe the last video, I can't remember. But when it comes to working with our intuitive senses, it's important to think of what we're working with here as more information to make more conscious choices. So I say this because sometimes we're still working through layers of conditioning or experience or attachment or emotional stuff that's coming up. For example, especially when it comes to like food or beverages, we could have a biological or emotional dependency on a food or a drink, right? So that might come up. It's important for us to have the wherewithal and the understanding to know, let's say, if I have a dependency on a food or a drink that we know is not good for us, the science and the nutrition behind it is it's well-known fact that this is not good for us at all. And we know that like deep down, we know we kind of have this chemical dependency or a biological or physiological dependency on a certain food or drink. Well, know that we can use this to work through that. It's like, okay, I'm having that craving, I'm having that awareness, and you can work through that. This can help aid the process, the healing process. It's information. And so just use it to kind of make more informed and more conscious choices. Over time, when you work through that stuff and you're working on yourself and you're on your healing journey, like the one that we take in the Awakening Soul Force journey, so much of that is about just awareness and like digging and becoming aware, clearing, cleansing, healing, and working through those understandings and things and blocks. Like if we're doing that work, and this stuff's going to help that process too, and it can help us move towards more clarity, more balance, more harmony, again, for ourselves, energetically, spiritually, physically, emotionally, on all the levels. So as you work with this, explore it and really, use all of your senses, use all of your reason, but use this intuitive sense of taste to help guide your food and your beverage choice, and just see if it can help lead you somewhere that is more healthy, more balanced, and brings you into a state of more wellness. That would be the intention and the practical use of this intuitive sense. All right. So give that a go. Share with me your reflections and insights as you go along. And once you spent time with this one, we're going to move into the next intuitive sense. We're going to talk about clairalience or clear smelling, and dive into sort of the exercises for that, tuning into that, and how we can kind of practically use that for our own health and wellness and growth. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for hanging in there. Enjoy, happy eating and tasting and feasting this week, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.